Am I refusing to? There was a warmth inside him from the vodka. He looked with softened feelings at his friends, admired them and envied them. In these strong, healthy, cheerful people, how wonderfully balanced everything is, how finished and smooth is everything in their minds and souls. They sing and have a passion for the theatre, and draw and talk a great deal, and drink, and they don't have headaches the day after. They are both poetical and debauched, both soft and hard. They can work, too, and be indignant, and laugh without reason, and talk nonsense. They are warm, honest, self-sacrificing, and as men are in no way inferior to himself. Vasilyev, who watched over every step he took and every word he uttered, who was fastidious and cautious, and ready to raise every trifle to the level of a problem, and he longed for one evening to live as his friends did, to open out, to let himself loose from his own control. If vodka had to be drunk, he would drink it, though his head would be splitting next morning. If he were taken to the women, he would go. He would laugh, play the fool, gaily respond to the passing advances of strangers in the street. 2. He went out of the restaurant laughing. He liked his friends, one in a crushed, broad-brimmed hat with an affectation of artistic untidiness, the other in a sealskin cap, a man not poor, though he affected to belong to the bohemia of learning. He liked the snow, the pale street lamps, the sharp black tracks left in the first snow by the feet of the passers-by. He liked the air, and especially that limpid, tender, naive, as it were virginal tone, which can be seen in nature only twice in the year, when everything is covered with snow, and in spring on bright days and moonlit evenings when the ice breaks on the river. Against my will an unknown force has led me to these mournful shores, he hummed in an undertone, and the tune for some reason haunted him and his friends all the way, and all three of them hummed it mechanically, not in time with one another. Vasilyev's imagination was picturing how, in another 10 minutes, he and his friends would knock at a door, how by little dark passages and dark rooms they would steal in to the women, how, taking advantage of the darkness, he would strike a match, would light up and see the face of a martyr and a guilty smile. The unknown, fair or dark, would certainly have her hair down and be wearing a white dressing jacket. She would be panic-stricken by the light, would be fearfully confused, and would say, "For God's sake, what are you doing? Put it out!" It would all be dreadful, but interesting and new. The friends turned out of Trubnoy Square into Grachevka, and soon reached the side street which Vasilyev only knew by reputation. Seeing 2 rows of houses with brightly lighted windows and wide-open doors, and hearing gay strains of pianos and violins, sounds which floated out from every door and mingled in a strange chaos, as though an unseen orchestra were tuning up in the darkness above the roofs, Vasilyev was surprised and said, "What a lot of houses!" "That's nothing," said the medical student. "In London there are 10 times as many. There are about 100,000 such women there." The cabmen were sitting on their boxes as calmly and indifferently as in any other side street. The same passers-by were walking along the pavement as in other streets. No one was hurrying, no one was hiding his face in his coat collar, no one shook his head reproachfully, and in this indifference to the noisy chaos of pianos and violins, to the bright windows and wide-open doors, there was a feeling of something very open, insolent, reckless, and devil-may-care. Probably it was as gay and noisy as the slave markets in their day, and people's faces and movement showed the same indifference. "Let us begin from the beginning," said the artist. The friends went into a narrow passage lighted by a lamp with a reflector. When they opened the door, a man in a black coat, with an unshaven face like a flunkey's, and sleepy-looking eyes, got up lazily from a yellow sofa in the hall. The place smelt like a laundry with an odour of vinegar in addition. A door from the hall led into a brightly lighted room. The medical student and the artist stopped at this door and, craning their necks, peeped into the room. "Buonasera, signori. Rigoletto Hugonotti Traviata. Havana Taracano Pistoletto," said the medical student, pressing his cap to his breast and bowing low. Vasilyev was standing